Hi, it's Maggie, the Irish Gypsy, here to bring you your May 2018 mid-month general readings. Thank you so much for joining us here today, and welcome to any newcomers. And thank you for all your likes, shares, subscribes, and your support, feedback, and comments. Always welcome. Keep it coming. You guys are great. And also a thank you to all of my clients out there, regular and new, for continuing to keep me so busy with personal one-on-one readings. It's an honor and a pleasure to read for you. And if any of you are interested in a one-on-one reading with me and you haven't read with me before or forgotten the information, you can get more information and my contact details by either clicking on the description bar of all the videos I post or going to my YouTube channel's homepage and clicking on the About button. You can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. Turnaround time is pretty quick because I do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week. It is what I do. So I can usually get back to you within the first day or the first 24 hours of your initial contact with more information. And scheduling can be anywhere from a few days upwards of a couple of weeks, but almost always within a 2-week period of time or so we can set up a reading for you live or recorded. So if you're interested, contact me and we'll go from there. For quick answers to the fast, easy, simple questions, you can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy, and that's also with my contact details. So let's move right into this. This reading is for the earth sign of Taurus, the bull, for the remainder of May 2018. We're just looking at the last couple of weeks of May here. If you know your rising and your moon sign, watch those two for additional clarification. Sometimes they play out a little more predictably for you than your sun sign, because these are general readings which can be kind of tricky because we're reading for a lot of different people with different things going on in your lives, so they're always going to resonate a little differently in the details and specifics, but the fundamental energy and advice remains the same. Okay, Taurus, let's see what the remainder of May looks like for you. We have the Two of Pentacles, followed by the Three of Cups, and the Chariot, followed by the Two of Wands. And from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy and guidance for the remaining couple of weeks of May is the High Priestess. Okay, Taurus, let me take a look here. So Taurus, it looks like a pretty good remainder of May 2018. Although some of you, it looks like, may have perhaps a decision to make, or you may be thinking about where you're going down the road long term, maybe long-term vision and goals in an area of your life. We have two major arcana out of 5 cards. We have 2 major arcana cards: 1 pentacle, 1 cup, 1 wand. So there's not an an abundance of energy in any one specific area. So for some of you, this might be in relationships. For others, it might be in career, work, or finances. Others of you, it might be projects of another kind. But it looks like there is a sense of maybe looking long-term down the road and trying to figure out where you're going, or maybe setting some long-term goals. We find ourselves around the middle of the month or so, time always being somewhat fluid, as I say. And I am recording these between the 11th and 12th, 10th through the 12th of the month. We have the Two of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. So we have water, so we have earth and water here. Earth usually manifests in the areas of our life that are about earthly, concrete matters: money, finance, property, job, resources, assets, etc. Or the efforts that we put into, tangible results from the efforts we put into our lives in different areas of our lives. The Two of Pentacles is a card of juggling. It can be a card of being quite busy. You're successful at it. Some of you may just be, busy working. You may have a busy, hectic schedule. You may be juggling 2 major things in your life, if not more. You're doing it successfully, though, as this man is, although it does take a lot of concentration and effort and attention and focus as well. Sometimes you do have two twos here, and twos often represent duality or choices, being at a crossroads. So the Two of Pentacles can also mean that you are trying to decide between two things as well. Now the Two of Pentacles is clarified by the Three of Cups. So here we have water energy with the Suit of Cups. And in the tarot, the energy of Cups, water energy, is emotional energy, and it usually reflects in the emotional feeling atmosphere part of our life, and it's also the part of our life that includes relationships as well. The Three of Cups is a great card. It has a high social energy to it. It's sometimes called the party card, but it is a card about being out and enjoying yourself, particularly with people that you feel that you get along really well with, or you feel very connected to, you know, best friends, sisterhood, brotherhood, kinship, kindred spirit kind of energy. And really being out and having a good time. It also represents community in a positive sense too, the community around you that you feel very connected and very good about, and very much a part of. So for some of you, it could just be, you know, around the middle of the month or so, you're working hard, you're getting out, you have a socially active life. It could be that you may be celebrating or getting out more socially. It's definitely a high social level too. It could be that you're very, very active in your community. You may be working with other people within your community on projects as well. For some of you, it may be, for some of you who are in decision-making mode, it could be that you're trying to make perhaps decisions about a friendship or a couple of different friends, or you may be making a decision about your community. But I actually feel like for some of you, you are actively engaged in something within your community, whether that's just your neighborhood community, your social community, perhaps your spiritual community. And I feel like some of you are very actively engaged in working on a project of some kind, or you're involved in a group or something that has a specific goal and a specific focus or function, and you're just busy doing that. But it's a really enjoyable kind of busy. So regardless, you know, again, it's a general reading. The details and specifics will vary because there's so many of you watching and everybody has unique, different lives. But the energy is the same. It's just a lovely, bright, happy, busy, energetic kind of energy. And above all, you're really enjoying and connecting well with your people. Now, at or towards the end of the month, we have the Chariot and the Two of Wands. So the Chariot is a card about success, basically. Powerful, forward motion, success that comes from perseverance, determination, a will to succeed, ambition, being driven even, and staying focused on your goals and not allowing anything to get in the way of that. That's how you achieve success. It's almost a card, it's almost an energy that represents winning by sheer refusal to give up until you do, because that's how you achieve it. And it's also about pulling together all the different resources you need in order to move something forward in a powerful, successful way. And it is clarified and accompanied by the Two of Wands, which is fire energy here. But the Two of Wands is a card about being at a crossroads. Again, we have two twos in this, so some of you may definitely be in decision-making mode. So the Two of Wands, you come to a crossroad. You're still fairly early on in the path because tens represent culmination or achievement or cycles ending. So we're only at the two here. And it implies that the distance that he's traveled to get to this crossroads has been pretty good. So you're at a crossroads, need to choose left, need to choose right. What path do I choose? There's a decision I need to make. And the key to which path to take becoming more clear, more apparent, is in long-term vision and planning. Whatever the decision in front of you is, or whatever you're thinking about, make sure that before you set something in motion or set yourself on a path, look down the road at what you're hoping to achieve long term. What's your long-term vision or goal? What are you hoping to achieve at the end of the road? Because that makes the path getting there and the smaller goals to get there easier to see. I mean, for example, if you're going on a trip or a journey, it's really difficult, if not impossible, to pack for it, to prepare for it, to plan for it, if you don't have an end destination in mind, because you could end up just wandering all over the place and not really accomplishing too much. And the Chariot is all about knowing exactly what you want, setting that goal, setting up specific smaller goals so that you can work towards achieving that, and then pulling together the resources you need, keeping that goal in mind, building up momentum, and not allowing anything to get in your way until you get there. So it's about how do you achieve your long-term goals in that kind of energy, in that frame of mind. Some of you, I feel like a lot of you have an actual choice in front of you in how you achieve something long-term, and some of you it may be within, again, I'm getting community project for some of you for some reason. So it's about kind of looking at where you want to be long-term down the road with this project and how to kind of achieve that from where you are now to where you want to be. Some of you, it may be a decision or a choice in front of you that has to do with something else. It could be relationships or friendship circle, or just some other kind of decision or choice in your life, because again, there's not an overabundance of elemental energy here, so it's going to resonate in different areas of your life for those of you watching. And some of you may just be, it may not be a specific immediate choice in front of you. It may just be that you're looking down the road at, you know, how do you define success? What do you need to be successful in an area of your life maybe that you don't feel like you're all that successful in, or you're just starting out on something? How do you achieve your end goal? What is your end goal? What do you really want and need to be successful, and how do you define that? It's time to kind of start thinking about that and setting things into place so that you can actually, in a very concrete, determined, practical, forceful way, begin to move yourself down that. The next couple of weeks of May, the remainder of May, should be focused on paying attention to your insight, your intuition, your gut instinct, any dreams or flashes of insight you might have, because your overall guidance for the remainder of May is the High Priestess, and that's exactly what she does. She sits back and she watches everything play out. She often keeps things to herself. She's not one to kind of chatter on and on and on, because she's the High Priestess, she's the wise woman. She watches and observes, and she allows her intuition, which is our connection to Source, God, Spirit, your angels and guides, to guide her. She's very much in tune and connected with that. You can call it intuition, some people call it gut instinct. So definitely pay attention to those feelings and promptings for the remainder of May, perhaps anything you may get in dreams which seem significant to you as well. So great energy for the remainder of May, Taurus. So Taurus, that pretty much wraps up your May 2018 mid-month general reading. Thank you so much for watching it. I hope that you enjoyed it and found it useful in some way. Again, if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can get more information, my contact details, by going to my YouTube channel's homepage, clicking on the little About button, or you can click on the description bar of all my videos. Please feel free to email me directly at Maggie1McGuire. I would be most happy to work with you. And for fast answers to the quick, easy, simple questions, you can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy, and that's also with my contact details. So Taurus, I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the June 2018 general readings. And until then, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Take care, Taurus, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.